Good evening and a pleasant hello to you from the Snyder Rink at Ice in Paradise in gorgeous Goleta, California, as tonight, ice hockey at UCSB looks to snap a losing streak against a side that they have put some great battles with over the last several seasons, a holdover rival from the Pacific Collegiate Hockey Association era, as tonight the Santa Rosa Junior College Polar Bears come calling. Hi everybody, my name's Eric Evelhawk, so happy to be with you on the Ice Hockey at UCSB Broadcast Network. The Gauchos back on the friendly ice service after falling their last time out here to WCHC leading Loyola Marymount. It was a 6-1 final back on the 18th. In that game, UCSB was doubled up in terms of shots on goals, 40-20, and once again struggled on the power play. LMU led it 3-1 after one, tacked on two more in the middle frame, and added one for good measure in the third period. The lone Gaucho goal scored in the game by Michael Hurley, his first of the season, assisted by Tyler Barone at the 13:28 mark of the first period. The game would be tied for just a matter of a minute and 16 seconds before LMU got a goal from Billings on a night where Brian Clem was the most dangerous skater for the Lions, scoring 4 goals in the game. Billings, though, getting the credit for the game winner. UCSB was last on the ice down in Harbor City, closing out the season series against Loyola Marymount. The Gauchos got the first goal of the game with Zach Anchondo tipping home an Andrew Vieira point shot on the power play. Tyler Barone getting the secondary helper to give UCSB the 1-0 lead, the first time that the Gauchos have held a lead since their last victory of the season against the University of California at San Diego back down at the Joan Kruk Center near the end of November. It wouldn't last long, though, as LMU scored 2 more and would lead it 2-1 after one. The Gauchos drew level again on a goal by Anderson. Anderson with a great move cutting in from the left circle and roofing a backhander for his 3rd goal of the season. Nice job kicking it forward by defenseman Mitch Kiner to get the lone helper in that one. But once again, the level pegging would not last long, as just 2 minutes and 51 seconds later, LMU scored their first of 3 in the period to lead it 5-2 after 2. UCSB would not score until the final second of the game on a power play goal by Nick Arenberg, his 3rd of the season. Anton Kulinich drawing the lone helper at 19:59. So UCSB coming into tonight's contest with a 5-5-0 record overall. This is non-conference, so their standing will stay set at 4-5-0 in West Coast Hockey Conference play. Of course, before the big game coming up tomorrow between the Gauchos and the Cal State Fullerton Titans. The Titans getting a 15-1 win last weekend over Chapman University. As mentioned, their opponent tonight is a holdover from the Pacific Collegiate Hockey Association and the Santa Rosa Junior College Polar Bears. Just 14 games with stats available on ACHAhockey.org this season for Santa Rosa. The Polar Bears, though, overall on the season, 8-13-0. There are a pair of games was unable to find results for online against Cal State Bakersfield, as well as one additional. This is the first of a busy weekend for the Polar Bears, as they will be taking on USC and UCLA down here in Southern California. And they have a trio of familiar names that have led them in scoring that the Gauchos have seen each of the past 3 seasons now that they've taken on SRJC. David Lundgren leads the way for this Polar Bears side. 20 goals and 19 assists in the 13 games that stats have been available. Bobby Rogers leads the team in goal scoring, number 92, with 24 goals in the 13 games with stats. He also has 11 helpers. And Austin Ghirardelli rounds out the trio of 10-plus goal scorers for Santa Rosa. Number 89 is another player to keep an eye on this evening for ice hockey at UCSB. The goalie for Santa Rosa, the only one to make the trip down from Northern California, is Miles Kellum. Kellum is a lefty goalie, and that's not something that the Gauchos have seen a lot of this season, and especially with UCSB having so many right-hand shots, normally trying to pick over the left-hand trapper, may adjust how they look to shoot for rebounds against Kellum, who comes into tonight's contest with a 5-1 record overall in 407 minutes and 20 seconds, a GAA of 7.66 and 82.6% save percentage for Kellum. Miles has been a long-time netminder with this program and is a goalie that the Gauchos have gone against in times prior. For UCSB, the Gauchos will be sending out Logan Guerrero for the second time this season. Guerrero, of course, getting the start in Game 1 against LMU here on the Ice in Paradise sheet. Plays roller hockey for UCSB and introduced himself to Coach Hires as the team was practicing following the holiday break, and now has given Lennon Karma a good spell of rest as the Gauchos look to lay to rest this losing streak that they're currently on as they get ready to face Santa Rosa Junior College. So the final thing that we always do here on the Ice in Paradise pregame show is we take a look at the keys for tonight's contest. Kyle Nicholas is not here to provide them, so I will try and capably replace Kyle for this. The first key for ice hockey at UCSB tonight will be getting off to a strong start. The Gauchos had a good opening set of pressure against LMU. However, they were unable to keep building on it, ultimately being outshot by LMU 33-15 despite getting 10 power play opportunities in the game. So if the Gauchos can get an early goal and build on momentum, that will feed into the second key for tonight's contest. We'll call it the Little John key. Shots, 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 shots. The Gauchos need to pepper Kellum with pucks and get themselves a comfortable lead. Ice hockey at UCSB, as we mentioned, is not led by more than one since that victory down in San Diego, their last win of the season. And the third key for the game will be defensive key for ice hockey at UCSB, as the Gauchos are going to have to keep their eyes open and their sticks on the ice to prevent number 10, David Lundgren, number 92, Bobby Rogers, and number 89, Austin Ghirardelli, from getting on track. All three of those players will go over the boards for head coach Nathan Panik and Santa Rosa Junior College tonight. Well, that's going to do us here for the Ice in Paradise pregame show. Students, you can take advantage of student nights here at Goleta's premier ice rink on Saturdays. Not only is there a live DJ, but with your student ID, you can rent skates and skate for 2 hours for just $10. Hope to have you here for it this Saturday at Ice in Paradise. Gauchos looking to get off the schneid against a side that they have played some entertaining contests in seasons prior. We'll tell you all about that and more when we return for the first period of the Gauchos versus the Polar Bears on the Ice Hockey at UCSB Broadcast Network. Teams are ready. We hope you are too here on the Ice Hockey at UCSB Broadcast Network as the Gauchos welcome the Santa Rosa Junior College Polar Bears for the 5th time in the Ice in Paradise era. Will Hahn at center ice working the camera. His name is on the Adams Cup PCHA Champions banner from 2017-18. Jasmine Kellogg sits in the chair to my right as our producer and statistician for tonight's contest. My name is Eric Evelhawk, and it's a pleasure to bring you this presentation of Gauchos hockey. Starting lines for both sides for Santa Rosa Junior College, their forward grouping looks like this. Joshua Sampietro will be out there with Bobby Rogers and Andreas Mesheryakov, defense pairing of David Lundgren and Austin Ghirardelli. Remember, those two defenders, two of the top 3 scorers for Santa Rosa Junior College. For the Gauchos, it's a familiar forward set. Tyler Barone with Michael Herlihy and Chris Owaziak on his wings. Eric Valois back on defense with Andrew Vieira. Then we are underway. Santa Rosa in the road navy with the red pants. Stretch feed ahead for Joshua Sampietro. Gains the line, long shot, got out of the save, and Valois plays it to the near side board. Ghirardelli, shot for the point, save is made. Rebound kicks behind the net, and Vieira will move it along. Owaziak couldn't usher it out of the zone. And Santa Rosa buzzing in the early going here. 3 shots already as the game is just 30 seconds old. Herlihy looks to exit the zone, give for Barone. Tyler on a multi-game assist streak as Herlihy will carry it in, tries to walk it out in front, dispossessed by David Lundgren. Lundgren will curl at the bottom of the circle, go behind the net, and fire it out as teams go for changes behind the play as it's chipped up and out of play. Abdallah had his stick clattered by Angus Kojimoto as it goes into the Press and Maureen Hotchkiss players bench for the visiting Santa Rosa Junior College Polar Bears. You mentioned that there have been some absolute barn burners of games between these two teams. How about the first time they ever met? The famous result that saw UCSB win it 7-6 on Cooper Spears' 4-goal night. Connor Harrison carries in, sets up a slapper that's stubbed by Grant Snetzinger, and the Gauchos now look to turn and take it through neutral territory. Nick Arenberg walks it in front, flipped away, back to the line, but not out. Rister high and wide from Ryan Schmitz. Kiner throws it in front, high tip play from Matt Lobiondo, goes wide of the far post. Good job for the Gauchos holding the line as the slapper tipped wide by Harrison. Ghirardelli will skate out up the near wing. Stood up at the red line. It's UCSB. Will send this the length of the sheet, and this will go far enough for an icing. That game, of course, also famous for the lone fight of the ACHA era, and boy, this would have been ridiculous if you saw it in Slapshot. As the players for both Santa Rosa Junior College and ice hockey at UCSB, we won't say who because he knows he was a bad boy. He was suspended for 3 games for it. They got into a fight in the walkway in front of the locker rooms on the near side of the rink. Surely temperature is a bit cooler here as the stretch feed can't hit Anderson. Lundgren will chop this back in for Guerrero to set. Touched through by leading goal scorer Zach Anchondo. His 6 goals pace all Gauchos to number 19. 3 of those have come with the man advantage as he fires it in. Anderson giving chase. Takes the hit from Guido as Lundgren had it stick checked away by Cole Slankovich. Anderson behind the net, wedged off by Lundgren, but keeps the feet moving and keeps possession of the puck. Takes the hit to twist it back behind. Guido can't get it out as Vieira holds the left point. Slankovich, pass across. Vieira passing back, setting up a shot. Kick save by Kellum. Rebound in Anderson's feet. Couldn't find it. Kellum does and holds. 3 minutes, 7 seconds in. Best look at the early going for the Gauchos there. As Kellum, out of Oakland, Able to come away with that. You have to figure that Slank and the Junior Sharks familiar with Kellum. Herlihy throws it to the slot. Barone's shot deflected at the moment of truth. Rogers tries to get it out. Andreas Mershiyakov played it forward, but the Gauchos in up the far wing. Barone had it taken away from behind. Now Giampoli. Valois spills him, but it'll be picked up by Connor Harrison. Harrison threw it across the low slot. Lundgren pitchforks it back to the back wall. Vieira twisting for Valois. Valois, stretch feed. Herlihy got a hack on it, but it lands for Lundgren. And he skates into the offensive end. Lundgren ragging wide. His shot misses the near post. Mershiyakov chased it down, played it wide, but now Awazian carries in. Long wrister kick save by Kellum to the near wall. Mershiyakov plays it back for Ghirardelli. Now on the second try, he'll send it forward. UCSB was able to get one defender switched behind the play. As now Lundgren carries in the high slot. Drops it back, shot deflected in front, score! Mershiyakov hoisted the backhander. I don't know if David Lundgren was able to get a touch on it, but a bit of rotten luck for the Gauchos as the flutter puck finds the back of the cage, and it's 1-0 Polar Bears with 15:35 to go here in the first. Give the goal to Lundgren, primary assist to Mershiyakov. For Lundgren now, 21 goals in games that have statistics available for Santa Rosa. And the Gauchos have got some digging to do. Played to the front of the net by Snetzinger. Forward from Matt Lobiondo. Lobiondo plays behind. Abdallah knocked it free from Ghirardelli. Back to the point, Kiner waits for traffic, sends wide. The shot deflected and now played out by Ghirardelli. Back into the UCSB end, stretch feed looking for Abdallah. Stopped up on the near boards, and Guido rolls the backhander in. Vieira, Gauchos' leading point producer, plays forward for Vinny Abdallah. Winds and fires. Deflected by Ghirardelli, far corner, Guido. Up the far boards for Snetzinger. For Sampietro. Sampietro, shot deflected. Slankovic will chase it down. Shrug off the hit. And tries to keep it moving. Snetzinger to the high slot. They've been played with a high stick play on, say the officials, as Anderson gets the motor going and gets the puck along the back wall. And Chondo for Anderson. Double teamed. Guido giving him a rough ride. Ghirardelli able to come away with it for the Polar Bears. In up the left wing. Save made at the near post. Now angled forward, looking for Anderson on the second try. He'll spin it in on the backhand, but Anthony Giampoli plays forward for Harrison. Harrison dropped it off high slot, intercepted Anderson. Gauchos have an opportunity here. Drawn, shot, save is made by Kellum as Slankovic put it right into his midsection between the tops of the circles. 13:18 to go here in the first period. Only goal in the game off the stick of the defenseman from Colorado Springs, David Lundgren, who waits in the low slot here. Barone wins the draw back to the point. Now Awazian screams it through the low slot. Couldn't connect with Herlihy, and now McDowell angles it in on Guerrero. And he will slow things down here with a face-off. Talking about that game, the Gauchos won 7-6, first ever meeting between the two sides. We talked about the off-ice fracas. The teams combined for 102 minutes of penalties in that game. Lundgren angles it wide. Thankfully, all of the ensuing meetings since then have been slightly more civil. Herlihy plays forward for Barone. Barone angles it behind. Ghirardelli takes the carom wide side. It's ridden off the puck by Owaziak, but still streaks through on his backhand. Shoots and scores! Austin Ghirardelli, coast to coast, and goes to the backhand for the short side score and the 2-0 Santa Rosa Junior College lead. For Ghirardelli, it is unassisted in his 17th goal of the season, 32nd point. And UCSB, once again, gonna have to dig here. Lobiondo curls around the net. Lundgren takes it away from him, far corner. Played high out. Valois and Vieira play catch with it. Stretch forward, Arenberg. Kicked back into the zone by Dalla. Now Vinny with it again. Gains the blue line and will chase. Abdallah. Back to the point for Vieira. Abdallah. Big hit delivered on Lobiondo, but he keeps possession. Switches corners with it. Lundgren, though, couldn't get it out. Second try. Yakov. Pinballing puck in the feet of Valois. He'll curl behind his cage and look to build speed through the neutral zone here. Gains the blue line, and the Gauchos will go for a shift change. We played 9 minutes here in the first period. Lundgren stood up at the red line. Does a good job following forward, and now the Gauchos able to escape through neutral ice. Slankovic spins it around for Anderson. Harrison, Anderson, Slankovic there and digging. Slankovic back to the point. Kiner through traffic, hit Harrison on the back of the boot. Schmitz has it deflected up and out of play. And the face-off will remain in the offensive zone for the Gauchos. Early look at the shots on goal numbers. Teams have combined for 10 thus far. Guerrero has faced 6, Kellum 4. Slankovic back to the point. Looking for the high tip play. Anderson ridden down by Harrison and Ghirardelli. Had his steam. Ghirardelli across the slot. Save made as Grant Snetziger was able to settle it down for a second try. Anderson walks in alone. Kellum the save. It's behind him. Cleared, not out. Austin Ghirardelli, 2 great defensive plays there for Santa Rosa Junior College, and now an outlet feed that Kiner will go back and claim and touch forward for Anchondo. Touched in by San Pietro. Kiner leaves for Anchondo. Loops it long. Slapped in by Slankovic. Gauchos go for a forward change behind the play as Barone chasing down Ghirardelli. But he's free through the neutral zone. Herlihy does a nice job coming over and claiming it for Valois. 9:05 to go in the first. As Santa Rosa Not going as high on the forecheck as we've seen previous sides against the Gauchos. Nice turnover created here. Herlihy just couldn't put it on cage. Vieira. Pass across, shot, save made by Kellum. Second try, sticks to him as well. Herlihy, a couple of great hacks on the far post, but Kellum closes it down. Maybe the best opportunities thus far for ice hockey at UCSB is Barone. Beats San Pietro. Back to the point. Valois loads, fires, got the high tip. Herlihy couldn't steer it on net. Lundgren. Drags back. His stretch pass picked off by Valois. But he gets it back. Far wall and will angle it forward for Giampoli. Kellum paddles it back below the goal line for Guido. Touched through by McDowell. Too far for San Pietro. Valois for Herlihy. Owaziak with a head of speed. He's got room on his man. It goes through Kellum. But out the front door. That's the second time he's lost pucks between his wickets. Fortunate to not have had to pick one of those out of the back of the net. San Pietro now. Ahead 1-on-2. Forced wide by Anton Kulinich. Working him over with Giampoli. Intercepted by Valois at the top of the crease. Curl it back for Kulinich. Fast moving first here as Abdallah is in at the far wing. Shot! Kellum got just enough of that, and Lundgren was there to keep it from going over the red line. Gauchos are coming ever closer, but still trail it by 2. Arenberg with Lobiondo and Abdallah on this line for the Gauchos. Rogers off the draw win by Harrison. Shot hit Kulinich, doesn't get out. Harrison tried to shovel it through the slot on the second try. Kulinich kicks it forward. Arenberg. Now Lobiondo settles Gaucho blue line. 6:45 to go in the first period as Valois. Polar Bears create the turnover in the neutral zone as it rolls back for Lundgren. Ghirardelli. Harrison couldn't get it out. Good job holding the line. Is now Abdallah back to the point. Shot deflects to the far face-off circle. Now the shot just flutters high over the far post on Arenberg's try. Slankovic. Pass picked off and played in the Gaucho end. Kiner able to dispossess Rogers. Slapper goes wide. And Anchondo couldn't connect there with Anderson. Ghirardelli across the high slot. Stick lifted at the moment of truth. Still has it though, far wall. Pinned there by Vieira. Slankovic played it behind the net. Was intercepted. And now the Gauchos. A chance to possibly come ahead. Odd man, but a nice poke check by Lundgren. He'll be happy to take that off sides. You know, the week as the Gauchos looked like could have had as many as 2, 3 on 1 alone the opposite way. UCSB controls. Valois for Anderson. Slides by Ghirardelli. Puck played around to the near wall for Angus Kojimoto. Turned it over. Played to the slot. Settles for a backhander, and Anchondo can't get it past Kellum. Bit of a busted play there, but the Gauchos are getting to that high danger scoring area. As Barone readies to face San Pietro on the offensive zone draw. Wins it back to the point. Vieira for Herlihy. Michael plays it to the back wall. Barone the steal. Barone waiting, shooting, sticks to Kellum, and he'll hold. Coming up in the Warrior Sports first intermission report, we'll take a look at the ACHA's West ranking number 8. That came out earlier today. Of course, that big tournament played in Colorado, shaking things up big time. Played behind the net. Owaziak sends it for Valois, who will turn it back. Barone takes it away, plays for Owaziak. Back to the point for Valois. All kinds of traffic, hit Guido in front, lands for Herlihy. Herlihy just threw Owaziak in the low slot. San Pietro tries to angle it out near wall. Vieira. Now Barone. Herlihy. Kellum's lost his post and his paddle as Barone couldn't angle it in front. Good step up by Owaziak. Herlihy behind the net. Centers. Barone scores! You had to feel it was coming for the Gauchos. Great work below the goal line as Tyler Barone scores for the Gauchos, his 3rd goal of this season, and it's a 2-1 game with 4:04 to go in the first. So Barone with the assists from Herlihy and Owaziak. As mentioned, 3rd goal of the season for Barone. He's now got 8 points as the Gauchos angle it in. Lobiondo to the high slot. It's played through. Abdallah comes up with it and curls it back behind. Boy, that goal certainly like it's given a jump to the Gauchos, but now Lundgren, who's had the jump all night, stood up by Kulinic. And on the touchback in, Santa Rosa Junior College has played it in an offside position. So I'd mentioned that Barone had really been the helper man for the last couple of games for the Gauchos, primarily picking up assists, but he keeps his scoring streak going for UCSB. Herlihy now, a couple games in a row with points for him. Off the draw, shot behind the net. Anderson, Franchando to the slot. Slankovic had his shot deflected at the moment of truth by McDowell. Lundgren angles it forward for San Pietro. San Pietro drops the shoulder. Save made by Guerrero. Dangerous wrister. Better save from the Gaucho goalie. UCSB will angle it in. Lobiondo given a rough ride. Check that. That's Anderson. Anderson back to the point for Vieira. Slap shot caught by Kellum. So as mentioned, since the shots were 6-4 near the 10-minute mark of the period, Logan Guerrero has only seen 2 additional shots since then. UCSB currently out shooting the Polar Bears 13-8. And Chondo plays behind for Anderson. Slankovic there and helping him. But Lundgren moved it along for Ghirardelli. The unassisted goal by Ghirardelli is currently the difference in the game. They'll try and play it out with a backhander up the near wall. Yakov stood up. Harrison can't wedge it through on the additional try and played forward for Bobby Rogers. A 1-2 with Yakov. Great job by Valois breaking up the return fast. Rogers Puck knocked away from him. Barone got it as far as the blue line, but not out. Second try, it lands for Slankovic. And Chondo for Barone. Waits for traffic, looking for the high tip play, couldn't put it on cage. Vieira activates as Lundgren pushed off the puck. Barone tries a wraparound. Save made by Kellum, and it's stuck underneath his pad at the near post. Should mention that there was a game scheduled for ice hockey at UCSB after next Friday, or this Friday, I should say. Supposed to have 2 West Coast Hockey Conference games this weekend. Well, there'll only be one. I'll tell you all about that a little bit later. As Guerrero settles it for Kiner on the second try. Gauchos get it out up the near wall, and Ghirardelli will shoot it back in. Aggressive forecheck here from San Pietro. Schmitz to the line, not out. Ghirardelli walks in, shot save is made. Rebound cleared the line, not out. Took a couple deflections in front. That's Snetzinger's C&I shot. And now we're under a minute to go in the first period. And Barone across the high slot. Looking for Awazic, backdoor, couldn't get the shot on. Hurley shot, rebound, score! Barone back-to-back goals for the Gauchos, and we're tied 2-2. So second goal of the game for Tyler Barone. Hurley picks up another helper. And it's 2-2. 45.8 remaining in the first. Lobiondo shoots it back behind. Guido sweeps it along. Held in by Schmitz. Arenberg. Back for Schmitz. Loads and fires. Hit Harrison in the high slot. Lundgren gave it away. Across the high slot, backhander, shoveled just wide by Arenberg. 15 seconds. Arenberg, ridden to the back wall, but able to keep possession for a moment before Guido separated him from it. Lundgren, back the other way. Lundgren, working in, curls around, plays it to the slot, and just ran out of racetrack as Anthony Giampoli was all alone between the circles. But with 20 minutes in the books, ice hockey at UCSB, a good response after Santa Rosa Junior College comes out flying in the first 10 minutes or so of that period. We'll tell you about the scoring summary, as well as take a look at the ACHA West rankings and West Coast Hockey Conference action coming up later this weekend. 2-2 between the Gauchos and Santa Rosa Junior College Polo Bears. We'll be back after this with the Warriors Sports first intermission report on the Ice Hockey at UCSB Broadcast Network. First intermission here from Ice in Paradise, brought to you by Warrior Sports. Warrior Sports, the preferred stick of the American Collegiate Hockey Association. Scoring summary from the first period, Santa Rosa Junior College getting the first 2 goals of the game at 4:25 as David Lundgren deflected a fluttering shot by Andreas Mesheryakov, and it was 1-0. Polar Bears added to their edge 3 minutes and 9 seconds later at 7:34 on an unassisted coast-to-coast goal by Austin Ghirardelli. Ghirardelli, as mentioned, one of the 3 scorers to really look out for this Santa Rosa side. Leading point scorer Lundgren picking up his 40th point of the season on his 21st goal. Ghirardelli picking up point number 32 on his 17th score of the season. But the Gauchos were able to battle back and get a pair of goals from Tyler Barone. First, Barone scoring at the 15:56 mark, assisted on the play by Michael Herlihy and Chris Owaziak. Barone would score his second of the game, taking advantage of a shot by Herlihy off the outside of the cage near side, as Owaziak had fed the puck to Herlihy before Barone was able to stuff it in underneath the pads of Santa Rosa Junior College goalie Miles Kellum to put us where we stand with 1 period played. Well, we mentioned that we were going to take a look at the West Coast Hockey Conference schedule for this weekend, as well as take a look at the ACHA West rankings here in the Warrior Sports first period intermission report. ACHA member teams can purchase the Alpha QX Team Pro stick in one of 4 different flexes and in its top 3 patterns at a special price by visiting squareup.com/store/ACHA for more information. As mentioned, the Gauchos dropping a pair of games last week to Loyola Marymount. The only other game featuring WCHC sides last weekend was Cal State Fullerton getting a 15-1 win at Chapman. This week, the scheduled WCHC games Friday, tomorrow. Your Gauchos taking on Cal State Fullerton. That's scheduled for a 9:45 face-off. And Chapman was supposed to be taking on CSUN. They, however, have forfeited that match, as well as the game scheduled for Saturday here at Ice in Paradise between the Gauchos and the Panthers. So auto wins for both CSUN and ice hockey at UCSB this weekend. Another whale of a contest coming up this Saturday as CSUN is at Cal State Fullerton, and the Titans have a real opportunity to throw a wrench into the proceedings atop the West Coast Hockey Conference. Fullerton, as it stands right now, would have some doing to climb over top of Long Beach State and get the number 3 spot for the tournament. Titans currently 3 points back of Long Beach State, and of course there is that postponed game from November 10th where the 49ers were supposed to come here to take on the Gauchos that, depending on how critical that result is, may or may not be played. Take a look at the ACHA West rankings. Number 8 with the records entering it today. University of Mary remains atop the rankings, and should say that 1 through 4 remained level pegging where they were for the 7th rankings. University of Northern Colorado with a strong performance in the Big Mountain Classic to remain in the number 2 spot. Northern Arizona remains number 3. Boise State is number 4. Williston State, as they had such a good performance, the side from Williston, North Dakota, up 3 spots to number 5. Metro State University Denver down a spot to 6th. Grand Canyon University down a spot to 7th. And how about BYU? Because the Cougars had such a good showing in their 2 weekend games against CSUN, up 5 spots to number 8 in the poll. Montana State jumps Dakota College as the 2 teams trade the 9 and 10 spots. The Bobcats number 9, Dakota College now number 10. University of Providence remains in the number 11 spot. University of Oregon remains in number 12 after they were able to get results against San Diego State. CSUN, ouch, down 6 spots to number 13. And you have to figure that the Matadors, if they don't get the auto bid from the West Coast Hockey Conference, Well, that's going to be a little bit too close for comfort for them, of course, with the top 14 teams in the ACHA West rankings. It's really the top 16 by virtue of the two sides that are first year that cannot qualify for the tournament. Weber State up 3 spots to number 14. Utah State up 3 spots to number 15. UTEP down 1 spot to number 16 despite sweeping their weekend series against TCU. The Horned Frogs, not a top quality opponent for the Miners. University of Denver down 3 spots to number 17. Eastern Washington down 2 spots to number 18. University of Colorado into the poll at number 19 after a game showing in the Big Mountain Classic. And San Diego State University remains solid at number 20 in the poll. University of Texas fell out of the top 20 rankings after losing a pair of games to a team from the Northeast in Boston College. That'll do it for us here for the Warrior Sports first intermission. Strike with speed with the Alpha QX from Warrior, providing the means to dominate. Well, ice hockey at UCSB, after a bit of a sleepy first 10 minutes of the opening frame of action, were able to get their legs going and really dominate things on the shots on goal board. So we'll take a look at that, as well as bring you the second period of action when we return. Gauchos 2, Polar Bears 2 on the ice hockey at UCSB Broadcast Network. Set for the second stanza of action here at Santa Barbara's premier ice hockey rink, Ice in Paradise. Eric Block with you on the ice hockey at UCSB Broadcast Network. Gauchos 2, Santa Rosa Junior College Polar Bears 2 through the first 20 minutes of action, and had a pair of questions in the live YouTube chat, of course, streaming live around the world on YouTube as well as on Facebook Live. Drew Dog writing in the chat, is there a way to check the ACHA standings? All I see is rankings that are done every month or so. And a great place where you can go and do that, Drew, is at achahockey.org. Then search for Men's D2, and then in the drop down you'll see team records, and that's where you can go and check all of the official results. for the ACHA's second division, of course, where your Gauchos and Santa Rosa Junior College play. UCSB, as mentioned, after taking about 10 minutes or so to get their feet going in the first period, ended up outshooting Santa Rosa by a 16-10 total and chip one in on Miles Kellum here. He comes away with the save as Tyler Barone looking for the hat trick. It seemed like as that period went along and we saw Santa Rosa settling back into a bit of a relaxed trap as the shot from the point by Vieira flared wide by Kellum. The Gauchos were able to start coming at them in waves, and a big hit delivered there. Ghirardelli, how do you do? Chris Owaziak making sure he knows his number 9. Valois wide for Vieira. Rogers intercepts, plays forward. Drop pass intercepted by Herlihy. Santa Rosa has to touch up here as Vieira angles to the near wall. Vieira across the slot. Vieira in, save made by Kellum. Holds the near post and able to freeze the best offensive opportunity thus far for the Gaucho captain. Vieira, of course, as mentioned, 12 points, the team's leading goal scorer. Has 2 goals by our tally for this season. He was credited with the final goal of the game for the Gauchos at Loyola Marymount last weekend. However, it was clearly number 12 Arenberg rather than number 11 picking the top corner for that one. Snetzinger tries to stretch, taken away by Mitch Kiner. Shoot it in, Kellum sticks it back behind. Should mention, by the way, the other comment that we got in the live YouTube chat, Beach Boy Fan Forever MLP, who's a regular viewer and brother of Arenberg. Gotta love the support as the Gauchos continue to apply pressure here. Anderson's shot flared wide by Kellum and Chondo. Lundgren with a big hit. Can't dispossess Slankovic though. Held in at the line by Kiner. Anderson. And good work from the Gauchos along the boards here. Lundgren lays the shoulder to Anderson and will look to escape his own end. Stretch feed too far. Kulinic. Nice one touch as Slankovic gives it back for Lobiondo. Gauchos changing. As a big hit creates a turnover and perhaps odd man opportunity here for Santa Rosa. Shot save made. Guerrero on Snetzinger's snapper from the near face-off circle. San Pietro had the draw one, but now comes up with the steal, the near side. Pass across the low slot. McDowell couldn't put it on Guerrero. San Pietro through traffic, misses wide of the far post. Lobiondo leading the charge out. Abdallah curls it along the near wall. Abdallah back for Valois. Playing wide. Walking in front. Herlihy's backhander heaved wide. Valois. Played 3 minutes, 45 seconds here in the second period as San Pietro the steal, wrists it wide at Guerrero's blocker. And Guido has it hop his stick far boards. Abdallah on pressure, Arenberg the steal. Arenberg bounces the wrister in and will go for the change. Herlihy back to the line, and Owaziak just can't hold it in. The Gauchos play it in an offside position here. It'll be an intentional offside going all the way down to the opposite end of the sheet. Gauchos against Cal State Fullerton coming up tomorrow. Of course, both men's and women's basketball on the ICA side of the ledger in action tonight for UCSB against those same Titans. See if we can get a score for both of those games between periods as Rogers tried to center it low. Good stick by Kulinich, and now Barone looks to lead Herlihy free. He'll bank it along the backboard and go for a change. Barone creates a turnover in the slot. Harrison knocked him free of the puck as Giampoli leads the Polar Bear charge. Giampoli drops the shoulder. Shot save, and Guerrero. Rebound still sitting there. Ghirardelli curls to the high slot through traffic. Shot deflected off a Gaucho defender and wide. Rogers looks, shoots. Save made by Guerrero, and he holds. Good job by Guerrero, the junior out of Davis, who, speaking with Coach Hires before the contest tonight, mentioned that he was giving Guerrero the start tonight so he'd have an opportunity to go back up to Northern California and take in the All-Star festivities in San Jose. Former San Jose junior shark Cole Slankovich, a little too high from the near glass. And the Gauchos will face another offensive zone draw. Of course, you think about all-star games in San Jose is off the draw. Shot swept just wide. I'm not sure Yakov tried to get it for San Pietro, and it's played out the back door. No, to the line, and it's intercepted. Giampoli to the slot. San Pietro. Good job by Anchondo to play it to the far side, but not out. Hops Rogers' stick. Valois curls it around. Vieira. Now Anchondo. Wonder how many of the Gaucho Northern California contingent remember that 97 game as Slankovich curls it around in front, and he scores! Cole Slankovich got Kellum going one way and wraps it in at the near post. And the Gauchos have their first lead of the game. Well, certainly not as dramatic as Owen Nolan's hat trick goal in that all-star game, going in one-on-one on Dominic Hasek, pointing and putting it underneath the water bottle. But it gives the Gauchos their first lead of the game as Guerrero reels in San Pietro's backhand shot from the near circle. Now we're going to have to review for the official box score, but should note that it was Zach Anchondo leading the fist bump line. Of course, couldn't tell whether that was 19 or 8. Stuffing it in at the near post. Slankovich did well to create the opportunity along the back wall. So right now we'll call that Anchondo from Slankovich, and for Anchondo, 7th goal of the season. And the first power play of the evening coming up here as Nick Arenberg creates the opportunity, making a pest of himself on the forecheck, and sends the Gauchos to the man advantage for the first time in the game. Indication is an elbow as Lundgren will sit down for 2 or less. As mentioned, first special teams opportunity for the Gauchos tonight. They were 2 for 10 against LMU down in Harbor City. their last time out. Just a hair under 23% success rate on the season. Vieira's pass just couldn't connect with Anchondo at the near post. Valois had to angle it back out. Vieira will give him the return feed. Lundgren, in addition to leading the team in scoring, sitting down for penalty minutes 63 and 64. He leads the Polar Bears in that ignominious number as well. Good job by Vieira creating the turnover. Here's Slankovic through the slot. Kellum comes off the near post and will clasp it to the ice for the defensive zone draw with 1:17 to go on the power play and 12:34 to go in the second period. Anchondo from Slankovic. See if we can check with the official scorer between periods to verify that. Gauchos win the draw. Valois to Vieira. Vieira walks it in. Pass in front. Herlihy scores! It's a power play goal for the Gauchos. Herlihy hustling hard all night, rewarded with his second extra man score in as many games, and the Gauchos lead it 4-2. Herlihy from Vieira and Valois on a power play at 7:38, and the Gauchos have scored the last 4 in the contest. Owasiuk holds the line at the left point. Second try, shot the length of the sheet, and Santa Rosa has iced the puck. UCSB with 5 shots so far here in the second period versus 4 by Santa Rosa Junior College. 21-14 advantage for the game. Was the second shot of the man advantage that Herlihy hammered home. Now plays to the slot. Owasiuk tuned it up just high and wide. Moves it along for Herlihy. Back for Owasiuk. To the point. Plenty of traffic. Shot deflected behind by Barone off Kiner's seeing eye wrister. Barone comes away with the steal for Herlihy. Pass in front just off the heel of the stick of Owasiuk. Santa Rosa again forced to shoot it the length of the sheets. Should mention that this Santa Rosa side has 6 additional skaters on the bench, so Coach Nathan Panic is really relying on his big boys here tonight. 4 regular skaters unable to make the trip. Nice shot by Abdallah, save made by Kellum. They continue to jam away, but Miles makes the save with 11:19 to go in the second period. Jack Trumpeter, Matthew Sullivan, Matthew Colgrove, and Alan Polos all unable to make the trip for Santa Rosa Junior College. Gauchos win the draw. Valois gave it up near wall. Arenberg shot, steered away by Kellum. Valois calling for it. Gets it. The shot deflected. Kellum makes the save. Lobiondo was in his kitchen. Reaching back against the grain. Good stop by Kellum. Uridelli ridden to the far boards. Sends it out the far point. Lobiondo takes the hit to play it forward for Arenberg. Arenberg gives chase. Anchondo 2 swings at it, but now gets it here from Arenberg. Shoots up over the top. Good thing he's a hockey player. Of course, Gaucho baseball getting back into the swing of things tomorrow with the alumni game, 2 p.m. at Cesar Wasaka Stadium. Anchondo to the slot. Vieira, he scores! Pretty play from UCSB, and they now lead it by 3. Vieira from Anchondo. For Vieira, his 3rd goal of the season. And that is now he's still very heavily invested on the power play for the Gauchos. 8 of his 14 with the extra man. I'm no math major, but I think that means 6 at level pegging. Kulinic intercepts. Anderson. Pinned down by Lundgren in the near corner. Behind the net, Guido. Slankovic holds it in. Man alone in front. Is Anchondo, hesitates. Kellum makes a great save to flare it back behind the net. Anchondo tries to go through the low slot, intercepted. Pass just out of the reach of Kojimoto, and he carries it in offside. 9:17 to go here in the 2nd period. And we just had official confirmation from Kyle Nicholas that it is in fact Zach Anchondo getting the 1st goal of the 2nd period for ice hockey at UCSB. Slankovic getting the helper. And now here comes Owaziak. So Kyle's got no problem watching, but apparently it's too much to ask him to drive from Valencia, at least tonight. Ghirardelli in, Guerrero punched it behind the net. As Barone shoved off the puck by Harrison, but Kiner shoots it out. Barone. Gauchos have scored the last 5 goals in the game. Vieira, the man with the puck, the most recent to do so. Long bomb feed for Barone. He'll chase it down in the near corner. Barone plays it to the feet of Owaziak. Curls behind the cage with it, threw it in front. Kellum the save. Cleared up the high slot. And a great job by the Gauchos from preventing Bobby Rogers to get in with too much speed. Owaziak off the touch from Barone. Drops the shoulder. Drags it in. Played behind the net. Takes the hit to move the puck along. Herlihy switches it back to the left corner. Owaziak for Barone. Save made by Kellum. Polar Bears content. Just angle this and go for a personnel change. Vieira. Works wide on Harrison. Vieira on the backhand. Circles behind the cage. Looking to move it on. Abdallah, Arenberg, touched it back to the point. Kulinic retrieves and sends it wide for Lobiondo. Lobiondo shrugs off the hit to get it deep. Connor Harrison up the middle. Held in by Schmitz. Abdallah. Centers. Shot. Kellum didn't know where it was. It caught him up high off the try from Arenberg. And the Polar Bears skate through neutral ice. Ghirardelli on the backhand. Curls it around and shut down near post by Guerrero. To the line, Giampoli had it chipped away from him as Arenberg takes the hit to get it deep. Lundgren back to chase. Through neutral ice. Lundgren. Shot deflected behind the net by Anderson. and Chondo slapped back to him. So he'll try through neutral ice once more with under 6 to go in the second. Wristed wide, Kellum ushered it behind as Lundgren can't connect with Giampoli. Anderson the intercept, walks in, shoots it high over the top. Kiner curled back to the corner. Slankovic to Anchondo for Kiner. Switching points with it. Valois looking for the bank play off the backboards. Puck comes back out to neutral territory for him. Kiner carries it in. Wrist shot and a windmilling glove save made by Miles Kellum with 5:19 to go here in the second period. And coming up on the Southwest Airlines second intermission, we'll take a look at West Coast Hockey Conference standings, as well as some of the other non-conference action coming this weekend. One of the West Coast's premier ACHA Division II leagues. Potential 2-on-1 here for Santa Rosa. The shot off the crossbar by San Pietro. Best look the Polar Bears have gotten in a while here. And one of the few times that the Gauchos, since the early going, have given relatively clear path through the neutral zone. Barone wins the defensive zone draw to Vieira. But it's wedged off him by Snetzinger back to the point. The shot, tips San Pietro, save made by Guerrero. Backhanded to the low slot, Vieira intercepts. Reverses for Schmitz. Owaziak almost gave it away to Snetzinger. Instead, Schmitz will play it forward for Herlihy. Stick check from him. Schmitz slings it along off the backboards as Guido looks to get it out. Owaziak activated, but couldn't get it by. San Pietro sends it wide for Kojimoto. Shot. Guerrero knocks it down with a glove, and the official underneath an inadvertent whistle here in the near corner. So an offensive drone draw here coming up for Santa Rosa Junior College. Connor Harrison on the draw. Can't beat Arenberg, but for a moment, Andreas Mershyakov had it behind the net. And now he creates the turnover, looking for Rogers. Baseballed away by Valois. Abdallah drops back. Lobiondo, shot. Hit the defender. Ghirardelli gets it out as Kulinich prevented the dump in. Lobiondo chipped ahead. And now a steal and a walk-in by Arenberg. 2-on-1, shot over the top. Abdallah shrugs off the hit in the corner for Arenberg. Polar Bears skated away, though, through neutral ice, and the long shot sticked wide by Guerrero. Guido tracked it down, tries to play to the low slot. His shot, Guerrero the save. Abdallah reverses rink with it. And Valois comes away with it. Abdallah angles it out. Ghirardelli tries to walk through the high slot, stood up by both Mitch Kiner and Eric Valois, and played ahead long for Cole Slankovic. Slankovic drags on his backhand, pass in front, score! Ryan Anderson, his second goal in as many games for the Gauchos, and it's 6-2. So the offense for the Gauchos has been coming up and down the lineup tonight. Now they lead it by a 6-2 score. For Anderson, his 4th goal of the season. As Slankovic now with a pair of helpers in the game. Joins Andrew Vieira in the double-digit assist ledger for the season. Slankovic up the near wall for Anderson. To the point. Shot by Owaziak. Handled by Kellum. With 1:53 to go here in the second period. And starting to see UCSB mix things up as far as not only defense pairs, but also players in positions on the ice. Owaziak drawing a turn from the point there. Barone waits for the offensive zone draw. Official rules a false draw. Barone wins it on the second try. Back to the point, Vieira. Curled it behind, and look who's out there for the Gauchos. The people's champ, number 90, Maxwell Gordon. Coming back on the forecheck is the long shot, sticked wide by Guerrero. Harrison puts it in front. Skate to stick, just couldn't pull the trigger, Snetzinger. Vieira moves it along for Barone. 2-on-2 with Gordon. Barone for Gordon in the slot, stubs it just wide. Max looking for his 2nd score of the season. He got a power play goal, the 7th goal of the game for the Gauchos in their last win. Owaziak throws it to the slot. Barone shot, punched away with a blocker, 1 minute to go. Second stanza. Gordon can't connect with Owaziak. Schmitz tried to switch for Vieira. Owaziak. Now the play will be blown dead by the linesman. Offsides here. Is Arenberg on the draw. Wins it back for Kulinich. Now Valois. Couldn't get it out, but got just enough on it. Abdallah angles it in. Lundgren, stretch feed. San Pietro. Shot, save made, rebound off the outside of the post. Boy, San Pietro has had a couple of really good wristers here in the second period for Santa Rosa Junior College, and man, oh man, Bobby Rogers, leading goal scorer for the Polar Bears, did not miss by much. And now they'll have an opportunity with the man advantage as Eric Valois will sit down for the first time tonight. Did not see the call. And so UCSB to their first penalty kill of the game. Rogers, shot deflected in front, save made by Guerrero. Kulinich hesitates, heaves at the length of the sheet, and so ends the second period. The Gauchos score all 4 in the middle frame. They get a power play goal as well in their only opportunity with a man advantage. After conceding the first pair, have stuck the last 6 past Santa Rosa Junior College. Second period intermission report coming up next. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines as we'll take a look at non-conference games from the WCHC this weekend. All that and more in store after this. From the Snyder Rink at Ice in Paradise in Goleta, ice hockey at UCSB leading Santa Rosa JC 6-2 after 2. Second intermission here at Ice in Paradise sees the Gauchos leading Santa Rosa Junior College 6-2. Eric Evelhawk with you on the Southwest Airlines second intermission report. Southwest Airlines is the official airlines of the American Collegiate Hockey Association and reminds you that qualifiers for the 2019 ACHA National Tournament can take advantage of discounted rates from the world's largest low-cost carrier when booking before Sunday, March 3rd. Well, the Gauchos, a lot in the books for them in that second period. They score all 4 of the goals in the second frame. Started out by Zach Anchondo scoring at the 5:45 mark, assisted by Cole Slankovich. Then, with David Lundgren in the box for elbowing at the 6:43 mark, Gauchos get a power play goal from Michael Herlihy, assisted by Andrew Vieira and Eric Valois to add to the Gaucho edge. It was 4-2 at the time. Would add to that with a 5-2 marker on a goal scored by Andrew Vieira, assisted by Zach Anchondo at 9:44, and then at 12:28, the Gauchos get the 4th goal in the frame as Ryan Anderson scored, assisted by Cole Slankovich, to make it 6-2 where we stand after 2. Remember that Santa Rosa Junior College will have at least a minute and 47 seconds of carryover power play time, maybe less, as Eric Valois took a minor for the Gauchos at 19:47. Well, we've taken a look around the ACHA Division II West. Let's take a look at some of the non-conference WCHC games this weekend as we continue on the Southwest Airlines second intermission report. Good for travel between March 17th through April 4th. Make sure that you secure the discounted rates from Southwest Airlines, the world's largest low-cost carrier, when booking before Sunday, March 3rd. Visit achahockey.org for more information about making those bookings. Well, this weekend, with the Gauchos and Santa Rosa Junior College getting things kicked off, Loyola Marymount, as mentioned, has their WCHC slate complete, so they're making a Texas 3-step as they take on the University of Texas Longhorns both tomorrow and the night after. They close it out by visiting Texas A&M on the 27th. Long Beach State with a non-conference showdown against San Diego State, and you can be sure that the 49ers are looking to get back to the winning track after really going through the gamut in their performance at the Big Mountain Classic. Long Beach State losing to Weber State on their first day, losing at University of Denver on the second. The 49ers did get a win at Colorado State on game day number 3 by a 4-3 final, but Long Beach would close it out 1-3 on the weekend as Metropolitan State University of Denver picked up the 9-6 win. Roadrunners besting the 49ers in that one. And of course, we made mention of how CSUN kind of plummeted down the standings, that after dropping a pair to BYU as part of their series of games in Utah that were played last weekend. Of course, the Gauchos still have a game in waiting against CSUN. UCSB, the remaining schedule looks like this. Cal State Fullerton here at Ice in Paradise tomorrow. The game on Saturday against Chapman will officially go as a forfeit, as the Panthers not making the trip up to Northridge tomorrow night or here to Ice in Paradise on Saturday. So the Gauchos will close things out by taking on CSUN from the Isoplex on February 1st before closing things down against UCSD on February the 3rd. And again, depending on how the points end up shaking out, there is still the matter of that game between the Gauchos and Long Beach State that was originally scheduled for the 10th of November that was postponed due to safety concerns from the Long Beach State student government not clearing travel up, as that was when the fires were ravaging Ventura County. 6-2 with 40 minutes in the books. When we return, we'll have the third period of action. After this, you're listening to Ice Hockey at UCSB, action on the Ice Hockey at UCSB Broadcast Network. Gauchos start the third period with some penalty killing to do, 107 seconds worth, with Eric Valois in the box, taking the first minor of the evening for ice hockey at UCSB. Eric, I'll walk with you here from the Snyder Rink in Paradise in Goleta. Happy to bring you tonight's presentation on the Ice Hockey at UCSB Broadcast Network. And we should say that, as making mention of the fire issues that Ice Hockey at UCSB has seen upend some of their scheduling results from earlier this season, it's great to see that the Santa Rosa Junior College program has been able to stay strong in the midst of what's been a tough last two seasons for them. 2 years ago, the fires up in Northern California so bad and came so close to their home rink, Snoopy's home ice, that it actually melted the entire sheet. And of course, the campfires, certainly not as close there earlier this past year, but it's good to see that the Santa Rosa Junior College Polar Bears are still out there and competitive. And speaking of out there and competitive, I do believe that is assistant coach Ben Brecker who's stepping in for ice hockey at UCSB. Nonetheless, Gauchos defending here, as I must admit those are pads that I have never seen for the Gauchos here, so we'll to see if we can get an update on that from cameraman Will Hahn. Of course, leave it to him to know the goalies based on their setups here. Rogers tries to get it out. Owasiak played it back in, and now Ghirardelli walks in. Played away by Vieira. Behind the net, Asher Yakov played to the slot. Shot save is made. draws plaudits from the Gaucho bench. Setting up the shot, score. It's a power play goal for Bobby Rogers, and they've stemmed the tide from UCSB. So they need just 56 seconds here in the final period to set up Bobby Rogers for the power play goal. And getting word from cameraman Will Hahn that is in fact Lennon Karma who's now in goal for the Gauchos. I was going to say, I thought I remembered that as assistant coach Ben Brecker's setup from the adult league game that he was playing earlier this afternoon. And Lenny given those a go and has given up the first goal here in the third period. My apologies. Must have been a crease violation on the play. I don't know, they did in fact go back to skating 5-on-5. They just haven't taken the penalty down, nor added the third goal of the game for Santa Rosa Junior College. Polar Bears have gone offside, as the Gauchos looking to pick up their first win since the 30th of November. Get back over 500 for the season. Slankovic drops to the high slot, and Chado shot, save made by Killen. Slankovic curls around with it, throws it in front, score! And Chando there to pick up the loose change, and it's 7-3 Gauchos. So it's the second goal of the game for Zach Chando, continuing to add to his team leading total. And the Gaucho lead is 4 once again. UCSB back in their own end. Vieira. Switch to the near side. Linesman waves icing as Awaziak does well to win that puck for Herlihy. Out in front, looking for Barone, goes back to the point. Vieira through traffic, hit Guido in front. McDowell tries to get it out, taken away by Vieira. Vieira drops for Herlihy, taken away from him by Chiaradelli. Behind the play, he tangles with Awaziak. Play on, say the Zebras. McDowell lost it off the tip of his blade. Kellum loses his footing. Awaziak shot saved. Giampoli. Now Awaziak will touch it back in. Guido plays it around. Lobiando holds it in. His shot wide to the near corner. Long shot. Stick to the back wall by Kellum. Abdallah leaves it for Barone. Barone. Couple shifty moves for Abdallah. Barone looking to throw it across the low slot. Sticks clatter. Abdallah keeps it in. Lobiando steps through Guido. Back to the point, and Valois just can't handle the hot shot pass. Giampoli couldn't get it out. Barone the steal. Barone pass to the slot, shot just wide by Lobiando. Valois threw it in front, goes back to the far point where it's held in by Kiner. Cleared around. 16:15 to go in the third period. Teams have traded goals here. Barone played it out. Abdallah to the point. Valois shot. Hit a heel, goes back behind. Barone sets up Anchondo. His shot shrugged away by Kellum. And now a steal as Giampoli comes ahead. Ridden to the far boards by Valois. And Kiner plays it along. Abdallah as far as the line, but not out. Ghirardelli. Taken away by the Gauchos. Arenberg lost his footing. And now a race for the puck that Schmitz won't win, as Connor Harrison, though, gets staple gunned to the backboards for his troubles. Slankovic in to help. That's dug free by Rogers, rolled in and covered by Karma. Should mention that shots through the second period, the Gauchos, two-period total of 33. Santa Rosa Junior College with 22. Karma's faced 3 shots here in the third period. As a late substitution, we'll bring Josh Sampietro on to replace Connor Harrison. Vieira. Too high forecheck now with a third lurking for Santa Rosa Junior College, as trying to claw back from 4 down. Gauchos still with work to do here as Anderson walks it along. Franchando back for Anderson. Tries to feed it across for Slankovic. Good stick by Ghirardelli. He'll chase down Lundgren's. Twist back to the near side. Ghirardelli. Sampietro didn't know it was bouncing in his area, but was able to get it into the zone, and now Anchondo can't get it by Ghirardelli. Slankovic, though, back to steal. Vieira from Slankovic. Walks it in. Save made by Kellum, and he covers the rebound. So we've seen that a couple times from Vieira. Unafraid to dip the shoulder and dangle his way in on the Santa Rosa goalie. Effective in all zones is Andrew Vieira. One of the many reasons why he wears the captain's C for UCSB this season. Lundgren gets it out. Valois over for Kulinich. Sends it wide for Owaziak. He's got a step, walks it in front. Owaziak hesitates. Plays it on his backhand, back to the high slot. Sending wide for Valois, looking for the high tip. Lundgren sends it to the backboards. And now he'll carry the mail through the neutral zone himself. Lundgren, ridden off by Valois. Ahead, Barone punches it by Sampietro. Guido, though, got it as far as the Gaucho defensive blue line. Come up the near side. Snetzinger lost it in the feet of Kulinich and cleared as far as the red line by Herlihy, but Lundgren sends it back forward. Snetzinger lost it at the Gaucho blue line. Owaziak escapes the Lundgren hit, but lost it to Sampietro. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Sampietro. Shut down near post by Karma. Snetzinger slung it along the back wall, but couldn't connect with him. Ghirardelli activates. Now played to the near point. Guido wasn't there. Instead, he'll send it back in as SRJC has to tag up here. Abdallah curls it to the near corner. Kiner stretch through the neutral zone. Abdallah off the feed from Arenberg. Lobiondo goes through the man, but back to the point. The shot, same aim by Kellum. Rebound still sitting there and swept away by Guido. Great job finding that one through traffic. But curling around, Vinny Abdallah scores. 8-3 UCSB as Abdallah gets in on the scoring party. It's his first goal of the season. comes at 7:25 of the third period. Santa Rosa, though, they're not done offensively here. Guido, shot from the point, high tip, handcuffed Karma, but he was able to fight it to the back glass. Now the Gauchos play it out. Lundgren delivers the heavy hit to Arenberg, but the Gauchos get it in, and will go for a forward change behind the play. Fresh charges over the boards for the Gauchos. And turned over at the blue line. Anderson walks through, lost his footing at the moment of truth. Back to the point, and just enough mustard on it to get it out. Penalty coming behind the play as Mitch Kiner goes hard to the sheet. And the indication from the official is an interference minor here on Connor Harrison. So the second power play of the game for the Gauchos. They're 1 for 1. Barone wins the draw. Back for Vieira. Barone. 2 goals for him tonight. Shoots, gets a juicy rebound. Mastroiannico can't get it out. Good hold by Vieira. Now Herlihy. Barone. Walking in. Will curl it back along the wall. Barone's shot deflected up into the back mesh netting by Mastroiannico. UCSB wins the draw. Vieira for Barone. Back for AV. Barone. Shot. Save made Kellum. Kicks the rebound to the near corner where Barone stabs it along for Herlihy. Max Gordon out there for the Gauchos. Blocking out the sun in front of Kellum. On the second try, gets as far as the line. Valois for Barone. Barone. Shot chipped back to him in the high slot. Rogers comes away with it. 2-on-1. Valois forces the pass across that's just out of the reach of Andreas Mastroiannico. 45 seconds remaining in the Gaucho power play. Barone. Fresh troops coming off the bench. It's Anderson, but can't get it by the help of Bobby Rogers. Karma will slow it down and send it along for Ryan Anderson. Walks by Lundgren. Anderson shoots, kick save, rebound, popped in the air and just wide of the far post. Ghirardelli did well to usher it away. And now he carries it in to the Gaucho end, stopping right point, but stick checked away from him. And UCSB with speed once again. Slankovic to the slot, pass across, stopped just wide by Anderson. Would have been pretty if it went, but it's a successful penalty kill for Santa Rosa Junior College. And now Snetzinger, his shot. Cradled and held by Karma with 9:26 to go in the third period. As we had mentioned, Santa Rosa will be facing USC their next 2 times out. In that Pac-8. Plenty of talent in that league as Anchondo screams the wrister wide over the top. It's a bit of a misnomer. 12-team league is the Pac-8 with the likes of Eastern Washington University, and Western Washington is part of it. In addition to some of the mainstays like USC, UCLA, and Cal. Shot. Stopped by Karma. Polar Bears continue to lurk. Karma makes the save in front on the first stab and second by Snetzinger. Of course, it really is a matter of being able to get enough games in, and boy, that I-5 rivalry played between Oregon and Washington generally has some absolute barn burners in that one. Karma resets himself, gets ready to face the defensive zone draw. Gauchos control. Kiner can't clear beyond Lundgren. Kicks it free. Backboards, but a steal by Abdallah. Scored his first goal of the season earlier here in the third. Abdallah. Drop pass across the high slot. Shot just wide. Rebound thrown in front. Lobiondo. And now Abdallah with it. Abdallah shoots. Save made. Kellum. Rebound still sitting there. Shovel just wide by Abdallah. Arenberg. Wedged off the puck. But Lobiondo getting help from Arenberg. Played back behind. Guido on his backhand, chips it up the near wall. Kiner stepped up, Sampietro swept it past him. Sampietro in on his backhand, and Karma makes the save. 7:41 to go here in the third period. Should be noted that the Adams Cup will be going back up to Northern California with Santa Rosa Junior College tonight. That has been in the trophy cabinet here at Ice in Paradise since the Gauchos won it in such tremendous fashion last season in Lake Tahoe. Hurley shrugs off the hit, walks it in on the backhand. Nice stick check by Kellum. And it's cleared to the line, but not out, and the official has seen goaltender interference from the neutral zone. Hurley buzzes Kellum's tower a touch too close, and the second power play of the game coming for Santa Rosa. So after not seeing goalie interference for pretty much the entire 4 years that Ice Hockey at UCSB Broadcast Network has brought you Gaucho hockey action in the Ice in Paradise era, this is now the last 2 games. Slankovich and Hurley have each been whistled for it. Of course, normally it's considered a crease violation and a face-off coming outside the zone. Slapper from the line. Harrison couldn't put it on cage. Lundgren holds well at the left point. Knocks it down, but has to reset in neutral ice. Lundgren backhands it behind. Chipped along by Valois. Harrison. Shot, looking for the tip in front from Mesheryakov. Now back to the line, Kojimoto, shot! Karma did well to get a piece of that, and the Gauchos get the clear. A minute remaining in the power play for Santa Rosa Junior College. Mesheryakov. For Rogers, he's got the power play goal here already. Looking for another one. Stick to the backboards. Karma, save made, rebound, score! Power play goal, second of the period, second of the game for Bobby Rogers, and it's 8-4. It's a 2-point night for Mesheryakov as well, as he gets the primary helper for that. And Rogers, with a pair of power play goals, now has 4 with the man advantage this season for Santa Rosa JC, and 26 overall to lead all Polar Bear scorers. Back the other way, and Chando's shot Save is made. Lundgren tries to skate it forward, gets by Vieira. Still plenty of time here as Lundgren walks it in. Karma makes the save, the rebound swept into his pads. So the scoring here in this third period, just 56 seconds in, power play goal for Rogers. At 1:46, the Gauchos get one back with Anchondo scoring his second goal of the game. Gauchos get an unassisted helper from Vinny Abdallah at 7:25. But the most recent goal in the game off the stick of Santa Rosa. Second power play goal in the third by Bobby Rogers. Slankovic along the far boards. Slapped back behind by Mitch Kiner. Lundgren trying to shake free, sent to the slot, shot score! Play started along the near boards by Anchondo behind the net to Slankovic, slung in front. And the Gauchos get another. Anderson with his second goal of the game for the Gauchos. 9-4. Back to the point, Arenberg to Vieira. Will walk in with it. Stubbed just behind the net by Lobiondo. Arenberg. Walks it in up the far wall. Arenberg behind the net, played in front. Lobiondo didn't know where it was. Sent to the line, but not out. Kellum once more without his goal stick. Slapper from the point, kick save off the big bomb from Ballois, and Kellum juggles another good wrister from between the circles by Abdallah, but able to make the save as it shot the length of the sheet for an icing. 3:43 to go here in period 3. UCSB sending Barone, Herlihy, and Owaziak over the boards here. Barone off the tied-up draw, gives it for Herlihy. Barone back to the point. Sent wide. Schmitz for Barone, hit the post with the shot. Barone again. Drops it back to the slot, save made by Kellum on a good wrister from Herlihy with traffic in front. The Santa Rosa program, long been the standard in the PCHA. You think of perhaps one of the best PCHA players of all time, Josiah Nickel, averaged nearly 3 points a game for Santa Rosa Junior College over the course of his career. San Pietro in with a step. Save made by Karma, the rebound stopped as well. Josiah Nickel, not only filthy with the mitts, but also nasty to play against as well. In addition to leading Santa Rosa Junior College in both scoring categories, Nickel also led the team in all-time penalty minutes. Lundgren, pass for a shot, save made by Karma. Kojimoto closed down. Lundgren, stretch feed, just tipped by Anderson. Kulinich plays forward for him. Anderson To the slot, Slankovich, pass back door. Gordon just couldn't get good wood on it. Kulinich knocked down in the high slot as San Pietro leads the charge out. It's touched back. Gordon hooked it back behind. San Pietro now. Head-hunting shot goes over the top. Valois dispossessed. San Pietro plays for Rogers. His shot wide. He's looking for a hat trick. Kulinich. Long feed off the skate to Lundgren, and now Anderson on the charge in. Anderson tried to drop for Gordon. Guido swept it away from him. Slankovich in digging as well. The second try, shot out. Kulinich back for Valois. Saucers it wide side for Abdallah. Guido clips it away from him. And now Lundgren. The forward feed. Ghirardelli. Knocked off of his stick as Valois rides his man to the boards. Abdallah. Arenberg tries to walk it in front, went through Kellum, but Lundgren does well to play it around with under a minute to go. Ghirardelli in, shoots high. Harrison bodied by Abdallah, now Arenberg. Arenberg looking for Anchondo. Snetzinger sweeps it along, Ghirardelli able to get it out. 30 seconds. Gauchos look to go back over 500 with a good non-conference result here tonight and get themselves set for a showdown tomorrow against Cal State Fullerton. Lundgren. Ghirardelli. Final save for Lennon Karma. And for the Gauchos, finally their first victory of 2019 as they defeat the Santa Rosa Junior College Polar Bears by a final score of 9-4. Let's quickly get into the Ice in Paradise post-game show. Ice in Paradise is the place to skate in Santa Barbara and Goleta. Visit iceinparadise.org to find out about the great many options for youth hockey, youth ice skating, and more here on the Snyder Rink or the smaller 3x3 sheet that's available to skate on as well. The Gauchos gave up the first 2 goals of the game, but a pair of Barone goals put the teams to level pegging after the first period of play. The Gauchos scored all 4 goals in the second period with Zach Anchondo, Michael Herlihy, Andrew Vieira, and Ryan Anderson all scoring for the Gauchos. A pair of power play goals for Bobby Rogers in the third period. Sandwich goals for the Gauchos by Anchondo and Abdallah. And the pièce de résistance put on for the Gauchos on the second goal of the game by Ryan Anderson at 15:03 of the third period. Final score, the Gauchos win it 9-4. We'll take a look at your final shot numbers for tonight's contest. As the Gauchos, we mentioned one of the keys of the game tonight was a strong start. They didn't necessarily get that, but they closed the first period out strong and shots, a 51-39 advantage for ice hockey at UCSB in the contest. And the Gauchos did well on the scorers for Santa Rosa Junior College and really, for all intents and purposes, wore down a side that had just 6 skaters on the bench as well. Saw some really good flashes for the Polar Bears from David Lundgren, from Austin Ghirardelli, from Bobby Rogers. They were all players that we had mentioned in the pregame were going to be key for the Gauchos contain, and they did just enough to pick up their 6th win of the season. The Gauchos now 6-5-0 and will play their 10th game in West Coast Hockey Conference action against Cal State Fullerton coming up on Friday. Well, for everyone here with the Ice Hockey at UCSB Broadcast Network, for Will Hahn working the camera at center ice, and for technical director and statistician Jasmine Kellogg, my name is Eric Ebelhawk. It's been a pleasure to bring you this presentation of the Ice Hockey at UCSB Broadcast Network. The Gauchos get some good mojo going into a critical Friday night showdown against Cal State Fullerton. 9:45 start for that. Remember that you can keep up with your Gauchos on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, as well as Instagram. Be sure to get social with Santa Barbara's ACHA Division II men's side and follow along for all the action live. Just a few more opportunities for you to watch the Gauchos here from Ice in Paradise as the season goes along. Of course, we look to give perhaps some good news as well about potential West Coast Hockey Conference playoff broadcasts as well. Until tomorrow when the Gauchos take on Cal State Fullerton, thanks for watching and have a terrific end to your Thursday or a fantastic start to your Friday. 9 for the score. Good night from Goleta.